Hello, it's your boy, Sasbury May, and today we're going to react to one of Go's videos called Kicking and Punching, the Slave's Way of Fighting. This is 10 out of 10 rage bait for a UFC fan, especially me as a UFC channel. But before we get in the video, what I know about Ghost is that he's like a raw meat eater. So he like eats raw meat and stuff like that every single day. Personally, me, I think that's like basically the same as eating shit every single day, like eating your dog's shit. Because say eating raw meat will like make you go from a LTN to Chad light or something, and then you get hunter eyes and a positive capital tilt. Like I probably still wouldn't do it because how like disgusting eating raw meat, especially raw meat, 2-3 times a day. Even like eating steak, like well done cooked steak every single day for your life, 2-3 times a day as your like only meal, and some raw eggs. Like that's like disgusting in my opinion. That's like such a sad diet. Like I need some flavor. I need like eat something and like actually get like good flavors in my mouth, not just like every single time I eat something is just like want to cry. So yeah, let's get into it.
Hey, today I'm going to be talking about fighting and why you were brainwashed to kick and punch.
Brainwashed, let's see.
As we can see, both of them are kicking and punching each other. They are doing the least possible amount of damage to each other.
Well, I'm thinking they're sparring. Like when you're sparring with people, you don't actually try and kill them and like knock them out.
And this is why fights like these can sometimes last for 20-30 minutes. They can even last for over an hour. And then
yeah, that means that you're not good enough to like finish your opponent, because if you knock your opponent out or submit, then that means you can kill them basically. So yeah, just like watch Francis Ngannou or Tom Aspinall, something like that, and then you'll see fights where people literally get sent to the Shadow Realm.
Somebody else will decide who won, because nobody actually really wins naturally. A fight in nature will almost never last over 1 minute. It would be incredibly rare. Usually a fight in nature will last some seconds.
Okay.
The problem with this is that if you actually believe that doing the least possible amount of damage, kicking and punching, is the right way to defend yourself, if somebody attacks you, if somebody attacks your family, then you will be in real trouble.
Well, it depends who I'm fighting. Like if I'm on a one-on-one fight and I like leg kick, and I've trained like martial arts, and I leg kick a guy who has never trained the martial art in his life, then that one leg kick is actually gonna be limping, and like then I've like literally like halfway there to literally winning the fight. And obviously if people have weapons and stuff like that, and you doing a fight which is you fight against more than one people, then obviously you're probably gonna lose. But like if you do like actually like a one-on-one fight, like learning martial arts is like gonna like increase your chances massively of winning the fight.
If you simply watch some dumb fighting sports, doing the least possible amount of damage, kicking and punching, is the right way to defend yourself. If somebody attacks you, if somebody attacks your family, then you will be in real trouble. If you simply watch some dumb fighting sports, who cares?
Oh shit, is that a first speech, brother? Never mind.
As long as you see it as comedy, as a joke, which is how I see it. Even as a child, when I saw people boxing,
He sees fighting as a comedy, okay.
I didn't understand why people find it interesting, entertaining, and I always...
Well, that's just your preference, but like,
If you simply watch some dumb fight, I believe that doing the least possible amount of damage, kicking and punching, is the right way to defend yourself. If somebody attacks you, if somebody attacks your family, then you will be in real trouble. If you simply watch some dumb fighting sports, who cares as long as you see it as comedy, as a joke, which is how I see it. Even as a child, when I saw
this is what every time Ghost watches UFC. Sorry.
people boxing, I didn't understand why people find it interesting, entertaining, and I always wondered why they don't actually do anything.
What? Well, yeah, you can just look at the stats. It's the reason people find it entertaining. I don't know, maybe like when two people like punching each other in the face, that's probably entertaining. Yeah.
Why do they keep punching each other with gloves for over an hour?
I've never seen a fight last over an hour. Not like as like a like guys, let me know like if there's a fight which is over like an hour. Like what is the longest fight? Like has it been a fight over 25 minutes? Like what promotions like have hour-long fights? Let me know.
These kind of sports are all about following specific rules, trying to do the least possible amount of damage so that you can entertain all of the slaves around you. But again, as I said, when you start taking it seriously and you actually...
Yo, look at all these slaves in the stadium, man. These slaves in the stadium.
start believing that this is how you should defend yourself, then it will be a problem. This is why there's no recorded cases, zero, of human beings punching or kicking in nature. As I said, when you start taking it seriously and you actually start believing that this is how you should defend yourself, then it will be a problem. This is why there's no recorded cases, zero.
Well, if I'm on a one-on-one fight and I know the guy doesn't have a knife or weapon or something, yeah, I'm gonna go for a bloody double leg takedown or maybe bloody leg kick them or something like that. If it's a one-on-one fight, then yeah. But if they have friends and stuff who are gonna jump in, then you gotta like keep it standing. You gotta do boxing.
Of human beings punching or kicking in nature. Nobody has ever done that.
How the fuck do you know? How do you know? Did you bloody... Were you like watching... Did you find the link to bloody the live stream which was recording 6 billion years ago?
All of this started in slavery. And as I said, this is why these kind of fights can go on for so long. And it's just a joke. I can only laugh at this.
That was a funny leg kick though, I'm not gonna lie. That was funny.
It's just hilarious, actually.
It seems like Ghost actually enjoys fighting more than a lot of people. a lot of people who like, Jesus Christ, never mind.
This is very similar to basketball, football. You follow rules, you can only kick a ball in the case of football, or you cannot touch the ball with your feet. In basketball, it's exactly the same here. You only do what they tell you to do, what you believe.
You just can't grab people's balls. You can't hit the back of the head. You can't eye poke. And you can't do knees to a grounded opponent. Dana White, you must add the knees to a grounded opponent. Please, please, please. And yeah, but recently we got the 12 to 6 elbows back, so like, you never know, maybe in 150 years time, ball twists and oil, what's it called? Checking the oil, like tactics like that. Maybe that'll be in the UFC 100 years.
You're allowed to do. And this is not at all how any human being in nature thinks. In nature, it is the way it is. Obviously, I'm not gonna talk about it in detail. It's exactly the same. A ball, in the case of football, or you cannot touch the ball with your feet. In basketball, it's exactly the same here. You only do what they tell you to do, what you believe you're allowed to do. And this is not at all how any human being in nature thinks. In nature, it is the way it is. Obviously, I'm not gonna talk about it in detail. I think that you understand approximately what I'm talking about.
So you're saying like, in a real fight, there's gonna be no rules. He's gonna go for the bloody ball twists, the bloody finger up the ass, all the dirty tactics.
And what you can also notice is that they
Damn, these guys act. What fine promotion is this? They fighting with shoes on. These guys look scary.
try to calculate the moves of the opponent. They look at what they will do because they pretty much know what they can do. In nature, you cannot know what your opponent will do. Obviously,
There's probably some guys in the wearing those bloody those African tribes wearing those short pants or something. There's probably like one guy who is like the best fighter, the person known as the best like fighter. They probably do that stuff, and yeah, they probably do that stuff. They're probably like fighting skills also like generic. Like some guys just are naturally born with the ability to like predict opponents' moves and stuff like that. So if you're able to predict your opponent's moves, guess what? That means you're actually gonna beat them in a fight. But you can swing like a retard like the natural way or something, but like a guy who's trained in a Muay Thai gym or something versus a bloody caveman 6 billion years ago. They're both going to fight. The guy who trained martial arts is going to win.
limited to your human body, but there's a lot that you can do. And obviously, for the most part, you would be using weapons in nature. But in this
Chat, do you think I would beat me versus a caveman? Who do you think wins? Actually, why did I say that? No one even knows my fighting ability of even fight.
case, you already understand what they will do because of the rules, seeing as they are following a specific set of rules, meaning that they will punch you or kick you, and that's why you don't really need to be afraid. And of course,
so if Francis Ngannou was to punch or kick you, you wouldn't be scared, okay?
I will talk about this later in the video also, there are people who punch for 20 years. Their bones get adapted to it, their hands become really hard, strong, so to speak. I wouldn't define that as strength, but you understand what I mean. In this case, you could say that when it comes to these specific fighting sports, which are a joke. And then they can actually punch you really
They're a joke! UFC's a joke!
hard, but it will only work when it comes to these kind of specific fights. Nothing outside of it.
Work today is broken.
It's like two children in a kindergarten fighting.
Two children in the kindergarten fighting. That's crazy.
It's really just a comedy show to me.
Let's start with what everyone can see. Cauliflower ear. This is
Probably finds the punches and kicks funnier than Amy Schumer.
isn't just cosmetic, it's permanent vascular damage. In our anatomy lab last semester, we discussed a former wrestler's ear, and what I found shocked me. The cartilage was completely replaced with calcified scar tissue that had zero blood supply.
Even if you
Yeah. Yeah, why do like do UFC fighters like want to get like cauliflower ears? Like when a guy like starts training like MMA, like he wants to prove himself by getting bloody cauliflower ear, like you're gonna scare all the huzz away, like it's so ugly.
you do the least possible amount of damage, if you damage one part of the body over and over again, of course, there will be permanent damage.
When your ear gets repeatedly compressed between a head and arm,
No, you're gonna become a Giga Chad jaw. If you get knocked out 15 times, you're eventually gonna develop a Giga Chad jawline, and then you're gonna start getting woman.
during wrestling, blood vessels rupture between the cartilage and perichondrium. That blood pools, cutting off nutrition to the cartilage, which then dies and gets replaced by fibrous tissue. And
Oh my god, look at the ear.
repeatedly compressed between a head and arm during wrestling, blood vessels rupture between the cartilage and perichondrium. That blood pools, cutting off nutrition to the cartilage, which then
That probably looks like Mictic Orbla's ear.
dies and gets replaced by fibrous tissue. And once it calcifies, that's it. No plastic surgery can fully restore your ear. And here is what's even crazier. The same process happens in your brain. Next up, facial structure changes. This isn't just aging, it's permanent bone remodeling. Your facial bones adapt to repeated trauma through a process called Wolff's Law. The same way weightlifters' bones thicken under load, fighters' facial bones, particularly the orbital ridge, zygomatic arch, and mandible, literally reshape and thicken
That's how you become a Chad. When you get punched in the face.
as a protective mechanism. Look at these before/after photos.
To be fair, these people are also on a lot of drugs, usually, that will also change the face.
Now for what you cannot see, the internal transformations that are even more dramatic. Neurology professors show us fighter brain scans that were initially
that doesn't look nice.
misdiagnosed
Ooh, doesn't look nice. This bloody oh god. Whose brain is that?
That's bloody, who's the guy get knocked out a lot? Who's the guy get knocked out a lot? That's bloody, I can't think of a guy, a UFC fighter, that's bloody Tito, no. Who's the guy gets knocked out the most?
That's Sam Alvey's brain.
as belonging to patients in their 70s. With each significant head impact, your brain experiences microtrauma. Tiny tears in axons, the communication cables between neurons. This explains why some retired fighters show cognitive decline decades earlier than normal.
I'm only 43 years old. I'm an old mature. I'm matured old. Very fast, but at the same time, my body hasn't matured great. Just because of my father's really old. My father's 80 years old. My grandma's 100 years old. So my body is in great shape.
Almost 50.
I think also, I know TOT's has CTE, but I think he had like a speech impairment before fighting. Like he was born with it or something, so that's obviously gonna make it worse. Sorry guys, my mom called me.
Hand/wrist pain. Stop the video right now and look at your hands. See how easily you can spread your fingers. 40% of veteran fighters
Yes, because it's generally abnormal to punch anybody. As I said, nobody in nature does that. And if you do that over and over again, obviously, this is the...
As I was saying, I'm sure the natural way of like fighting, if like two people never fought before, they just try to grab each other. But like, if you get someone on pinned, then that person's gonna go for a punch. Or gonna go for an elbow or something like that. I'm pretty sure there was bloody some cavemen back in the day throwing some hands. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure it happened a few times. There's a caveman who probably had a nasty left hook, which everyone feared in the jungle.
The result that you should expect, you're doing something that's very abnormal for your body.
Physically cannot do this simple movement. Tasks like buttoning shirts or using smartphones become increasingly difficult. And it's not just hands, their entire skeletal system ages prematurely. Spinal degeneration in
Can you even like goon? That happens to your hands.
occurs at 3 times the normal rate. Those highlight reel slams and takedowns compress vertebral discs, leading to herniation and nerve impingement. Approximately 55% of retired MMA fighters reported chronic back pain fully heal. Each armbar or kimura permanently stretches the joint capsule, leading to chronic instability. By retirement, the average UFC fighter has undergone at least 2 major joint surgeries. Their bodies are literally held together by surgical screws, donated ligaments, and scar tissue. Comment below which of these
That's true. UFC fighters, like, they're always injured. Like if you every single time you hear about a UFC fighter talking about the injuries, it's like they bloody it's like pretty brutal, the stuff they say. I don't know, maybe hopefully in the future we get less injuries and stuff, because like look at Zapora, like a new generation fighter, he hasn't had any injuries. Maybe it's the way all the fighters used to train.
These body changes shock you the most, because I'm tracking which ones
And it's again because you're doing something unnatural over and over again. You're fighting in a way which has never been observed in nature.
fighters and gyms are most
What
concerned
does that even mean?
about for my next video.
I don't
However,
think that meant anything.
the most
This is a fucking medical video.
and kicks, making you probably walk weird for the rest of your life, despite the power of modern medical science. Not to mention scars, health checkups a lot more often than the average person, and if you're an American, good luck. If you are the 1% of the 1% of fighters who can get all the medical things paid for, you still need to dish out a
I really need to make it clear how strange it is what they are doing, because as I said, in nature, a fight lasts seconds, and it's very clear who
Strange, okay.
wins. But here you do it for a long time, and all that you do is permanent damage to yourself, because you keep damaging the same parts of the body.
Well, yeah, it's true. Obviously, you're gonna damage yourself if you're risking fighting for like money and stuff like that. But it's still gonna beat a caveman's ass. A martial artist, the guy who's done like 10 lessons is gonna beat up a caveman. I'm pretty sure 99% of the time. They're the same size and everything.
Over and over again, which is impossible in nature.
lot of time anyway for surgeries and rehab regardless. Here's a compilation of your
Damaging the same parts of the body over and over again, which is impossible in nature.
Well, I'm sure in nature, like, coconut falls on your head and then you die. You wake up in the middle of the night and you see your 2 kids and your brother get eaten by fucking bloody Texeroraxus rexus dinosaur.
a lot of time anyway for surgeries and rehab regardless. Here's a compilation of your favorite fighters' physical condition and what they need to deal with every day.
Do you have any deformed body parts from fighting?
I have nerve damage, and Sean kicked me. I don't know if you can see it. There is a bump.
You need to go to the doctor.
My wrists are a bit disformed. Everyone mentions me knuckles, and then I've had surgeries on me ankle. So, my ankle's
A bent-ass elbow. I broke my elbow on the Contender Series. I had 2 major surgeries, and I got 2 screws in there, so yes.
my wrist. I can't straighten it. I can't turn my wrist all the way in. I can't bend it all the way down anymore.
My nose is like blown out. My fingers are some stuff. It's a little not right, you know what I mean?
Just my knees are pretty messed up. My nose is still broken. I got a surgery so I could breathe, but it wasn't a cosmetic, you know? So I'll get that when I'm done fighting.
I told us, I got
All of them have injuries, but now they're all like literally rich. If they aren't done with their money, they're like all rich. So yeah.
like one of the Mr. D's that's all black now. When I take my shoe off, you're like, what the heck? I have a lot. That's my fucking head.
How's your shoulder doing now, and are we going to see you fight again?
Unfortunately, I can't even, I can't do this.
Really?
Holy it doesn't hurt, it just doesn't work, so.
And why do you do all of this? At the end of the day, the same reason you do
For passion and also to become like a millionaire.
any sports, to get attention and validation from other people. You never do it for yourself, just never at all. You only do it for other people. And then you need to ask yourself, is it worth it? How could it possibly be?
Fractured his skull.
Seen that.
His skull caved in.
I'm sure most fighters will say it's worth it. Obviously, we're allowed to say it's not worth it.
And the MRIs are insane. I've never seen that. In all my years of watching fights and being involved in martial arts, I've never seen anybody's head caved in like that.
We have some extremely
Bloody MVP, man. The MVP knee.
disturbing and sad news coming out of Japan. 2 pro boxers have passed away on the same fight card, the same night. Oh my gosh. That, I mean...
From brain injuries, because you keep hitting the head over and over again. This is a guy on YouTube who's promoting boxing, fighting.
And boxing, MMA, jiu-jitsu, it's like dancing. It's learning to control certain parts of your body and move in a certain way.
Exactly. It's about moving the way other people tell you to move. It's about
Yeah.
following rules.
Yes, you move the way other person tells you to, and then you'll be able to beat someone's ass in a much better way. Someone teaches you how to throw a punch or like use footwork, and then guess what? If you're like on a 1-on-1 fight against an average person, you're probably gonna beat their ass.
About controlling yourself, being disciplined. You don't do what you want to do. This is why when it comes to defending yourself, it can be really detrimental.
It also gives you this underlying confidence of being more of a predator now rather than prey. And prey and predator.
But if you do that, then you would be the opposite of a predator. A predator would do whatever he wants to do. He would never control himself, follow any rules.
Walk and look very, very different.
What the fuck did you say?
To defending yourself, about controlling yourself, being disciplined. You don't do what you want to do. This is why when it comes to defending yourself, it can be really detrimental.
It also gives you this underlying confidence of being more of a predator now rather than prey. And prey and predator.
But if you do that, then you would be the opposite of a predator. A predator would do whatever he wants to do. He would never control himself, follow any rules.
Walk and look.
I don't know what that means. Maybe I'm too dumb. But who gives a fuck, man? I don't give a fuck if I'm a predator or prey. Like, who cares? It's not that bloody deep. It's just learning how to throw a punch so you can defend yourself. We don't need to bloody psychoanalyze whether we bloody lions or we like meerkats. Like, come on, guys.
Very, very different in real life. When you know you have the skills to defend yourself.
It has to be clearly understood that somebody who learns how to kick and punch is a prey animal. You're prey. You learned how to do the least possible damage, and...
Okay, why don't you fight them then? Fight the prey. Let's see if you like the predator. Let's put Jose Aldo and Gotis in the ring. Okay, let's see. Let's see what happens. Let's see who's the predator. Let's see who the prey is.
And when it comes to defending yourself, you won't be able to, because you learn
Shit.
that some self follow any rules.
Walk and look very, very different in real life. When you know you have the skills to defend yourself.
It has to be clearly understood that somebody who learns how to kick and punch is a prey animal. You're prey. You learned how to do the least possible damage, and when it comes to defending yourself, you won't be able to, because...
What do you mean the least possible damage? What if I bloody calf kick you? Then I'm pretty sure you're gonna be limping.
You learned to lie.
Which isn't difficult. You do boxing.
Hey, you learned how to do the least possible damage, and when it comes to defending yourself, you won't be able to, because you learned to lie.
Which isn't difficult. You do boxing.
A lie. Okay. So like, if you like Terence Crawford, for example, your fighting ability is just a lie. If you knock someone out with a clean hook, it's just a lie.
2 times a week, or MMA 2 times a week, 1 sparring, 1 coaching session for a year, and you're going to beat 99% of people in a street fight just from that little amount of training.
But no, you wouldn't be able to at all. Only people who follow the same rules. Only other prey animals. But
so I think what he's trying to say is that he's going to be in a fight, he's going to bloody eye gouge you and twist your balls and stuff like that. Okay. What about What about the other guy? Say you're fighting Jose Aldo, or say you're fighting a wrestler, something I don't know. Say you're fighting a guy who's trained martial arts. He's gonna beat your ass. He's gonna take you to the ground, and then he's gonna twist your balls. He's gonna bloody put his finger in your ass. That would be pretty weird. But that's probably what Ghost would says he would do in a fight if it was all natural. He's gonna gouge your eyes. Like, the MMA fighter cannot do the same things, and guess what? The MMA fighter is actually trained. He's gonna be able to twist your balls way better than you will be able to twist his balls. Hey yo, that's a bit sus.
But if you fight against a predator who does whatever he wants to do, who doesn't kick and punch at all, because ideally you should never do that in your whole life, just like human.
Yes, but wait, I need to watch again.
Only other prey animals. But if you fight against a predator who does whatever he wants to do, who doesn't kick.
Okay, now Ghost is fighting Jose Aldo, and Jose Aldo isn't allowed to twist the balls and eye gouge and Ghost is. Who do you think's gonna win? Do you think Jose Aldo's still gonna lose the fight? Okay, bloody Ghost is gonna teleport under your ball sack and he's gonna twist it. You don't even know what's gonna happen.
Can punch at all, because ideally you should never do that in your whole life.
He's gonna spawn. Ghost is gonna spawn under your ball sack 1 millisecond into the fight, and then you're screwed. And he's gonna bloody bite your face off and gouge your eyes.
If, just like humans in nature, have never done that, then you will have zero chance. The best fighter on earth, the best kicker and puncher on this earth, will have zero chance against a natural fighter. Take Mike Tyson.
A natural fighter. A bloody retard caveman from 200 BC.
In his prime. If he would fight somebody from a tribe in Africa, zero chance. Absolutely no chance whatsoever.
Jose Aldo, I mean, wait, is he saying?
Against a natural fighter. Take Mike Tyson in his prime. If he would fight somebody from a tribe in Africa, zero chance. Absolutely no chance whatsoever.
I think if Mike Tyson fought some random guy from a tribe in Africa, he'd knock him out in 5 seconds. Also, people were smaller back in those days, so Mike Tyson would he would knock out 10 bloody people from tribes in Africa, 10 of them in a row. Because that person from a tribe in Africa is just gonna bloody run at them, and Mike Tyson's just gonna throw a left hook.
Do you ever wake up and you say, I don't want to do it today?
I fight against my mind. Yeah, sometimes it's happened.
You don't fight against your mind. Your mind is brainwashed. And if anything, the brainwashing is fighting against your intuition.
We are all human beings. We are.
Be honest, don't know what that means. But maybe Ghost is cooking.
We are not happy every day. We are,
I'm happy every day. Why wouldn't you be?
Not in a good mood every day.
This guy looks very happy.
It's normal. It's part of.
It's not normal at all. Do you think that humans in nature are sometimes in a bad mood? If something specific.
What about UFC?
You're a history. This is garbage.
Okay.
I say
I love it.
it's a garbage. So
and the way he throws it.
meaningless. No, at one
Well, that maybe it doesn't care about the belts, but if you didn't win those belts, win those fights, then you wouldn't be invited to like TV shows and have his own podcast, where you can literally just sit and eat mushrooms every single day and stuff, not working 9 to 5, and like be rich and travel the world. I don't know.
time meant a lot. When you're just a young kid, this is everything to you. But then you realize your priorities change, and you just want your children to be happy and do nice things, and that makes you happy. This is nothing.
Yes, if you don't have children, you may not realize what life is really about. Not that it's exactly only about that, but it's a big part of it.
Everyone keeps promising that regular people can now make software. But what do you usually get?
He realized it. Mike Tyson became pretty wise later on in his life.
This is just nothing, man.
Yeah, it really is nothing. It's man-made objects. What is it? Somebody made it? They put some symbols on it saying that you're a winner. But you're not a winner if you follow something man-made. If you follow man-made rules, you play man-made sports, you're never a winner, you're always a loser, because that means that you were manipulated to do something which you don't want to do, because what you want to do is natural. Meaning,
can motherfuckers have fun in 2026? Can motherfuckers have fun in 2026? Can't bloody play a baseball game or something in peace, man, without bloody being told I'm a person who's being lied to and stuff like that. I'm manipulated by the bloody Jews and the CIA and the Illuminati. Like, can't we just have fun bloody kicking a ball or something, man?
meaning that to succeed in this life, you need to follow nature. There is no other way. You cannot do anything else and succeed in life. It's impossible. You can only succeed by doing what you want to do. Once you...
What if I go in the forest and I just shit in my hand and eat it every single day? Now what? That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. What if I just decide, okay, I'm gonna live in the forest and stuff for the rest of my life? Then what? Then what? I'm not gonna win in life. I'm gonna probably have AIDS or something, and I'm not gonna become rich or anything. I don't know.
Start doing something else. You start going after some man-made objects. You're automatically a loser. Absolute definition of a loser. This is a guy who kind of understood how to defend yourself. It's not what I'm talking about, but it's way better than what they teach you nowadays when it comes to kicking and punching.
Could you imagine punching a 6'5" large man in the face and getting some kind of reaction? It just doesn't work, especially if he's bent on your destruction. But if you slam the top of your head into his face, then your knee into his groin, that sort of makes size and strength moot. And this is what we're trying to do. So again, with the headbutt, it's the top of your head to the opponent's face. When you practice, you can't practice like this because you're looking at what you're doing. So it can't be the top of your head. So you have to put your chin down to your chest and use your legs to headbutt with. It's almost like you have your...
That's gay, man. No, I'm not gay. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna. I'll rather die on my sword. I'm not gonna bloody touch my head with his penis. And also, guess what? He's just gonna throw an uppercut at you next time. The 6'5" girl. Like, you first of all, you're not gonna get. You can't just assume you're gonna get in range to bloody headbutt a guy who's 6'5". He's gonna keep his distance. But maybe like if you you guys are talking shit to each other's face, and you bloody knee him, I was not expecting, like using a dirty tactic, then yeah, maybe that'll work. But then you can just use your MMA skill after that, take him to the ground.
Bull and you're bucking at the opponent's face. And when you have the opponent...
Imagine fighting sports where this would be allowed. Those kind of fights would end in less than a minute for sure.
In front of you, you're actually going to be...
No, it wouldn't. Because they know you're going to bloody fucking headbutt their penis. And they're going to throw a knee or an uppercut. It's not as simple as just running to a guy and headbutting his penis. Like, you first have to get in range.
Grabbing the back of his neck and pulling his face into the top of your head. For a smaller man to do this on a larger man is conceivable. For a smaller man to punch a larger man is not. That's why they have weight divisions. So when we train with a partner, okay, Rich?
And in nature, there are no weight divisions. Typically, the bigger, stronger animals will go after the smaller, weaker animals. That's how all of the predators do it.
Basically, what we want to do with a partner is just get the feel of training. So that you have to tell your partner right away to tighten up his neck first. If he tightens up his neck, so there's no chance of colliding. When he tightens up his neck, boom, that's what you're doing. Slowly, boom, this is the headbutt. I am taking my head, and I'm going to pull it over the shoulder just so you can see the velocity. I'm taking my hands and I'm pulling his head. This would be into my face, but it's over the top of the shoulder. Now you tell your person, stiffen up the neck, and then boom, his neck.
The smaller, weaker animals. That's how all of the predators do it.
Basically, what we want to do with a partner is just get the feel of training. So that you have to tell your partner right away to tighten up his neck first. If he tightens up his neck, so there's no chance of colliding. When he tightens up his neck, boom, that's what you're doing. Slowly, boom, this is the head.
It looks like it hurts.
But I am taking my head, and I'm going to pull it over the shoulder just so you can see the velocity. I'm taking my hands and I'm pulling his head. This would be into my face, but it's over the top of the shoulder. Now you tell your person, stiffen up the neck, and then boom, you do it right there. And we're not trying to...
Yes, but guess what? After you land the headbutt, then like what? You can't just go for another headbutt. He's gonna bloody elbow you in the face or punch you in the face if you go for another headbutt.
To put the tools together quite now, but if we were, it would look something like that. That's when you start putting them together. That'll be later on in the tape. So
That's
again, just to reiterate, if you bend the knees, put your chin down, and you're pulling your opponent's face to your head.
You can tell that he's way stronger, more skillful than any modern fighters. Still, as I said,
that's just absolute delusional. Okay, you probably see this guy do this, and now he's better than John Jones all of a sudden. Okay.
Said not what I'm actually talking about when it comes to natural fighting, but simply a lot better.
So after he beat Conor McGregor,
more skillful than any modern fighters. Still, as
When you when say that this guy and John Jones are gonna fight, John Jones' coach is gonna be like, "Hey John, you better watch out for the head to the nuts 3000 special."
I said not what I'm actually talking about when it comes to natural fighting, but simply a lot better.
so after he beat Conor McGregor, the problem was in the Muslim world is he became this huge megastar in the Muslim world. He went on like this tour of all the Muslim countries. So he's going into Turkey, he's going into Saudi Arabia, he's going to Abu Dhabi, he's going to Dubai, and they're raining him out. I mean, he didn't even make it back to his dressing room after the fight, and Putin was on the phone. And Putin gave him and his father $20 million worth of property in Russia. Then he went
What does it have to do with anything?
to the Muslim territories where these guys are just cars, money, gyms, whatever you wanted. So once you get to that level, it's just like what we're dealing with Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor lives on a yacht in the middle of wherever the warmest place in the world is at that time. But once you get to that level, man, it's just, you're not getting up and getting punched in the face every day anymore.
The last clip shows you what it's all about. It's about succeeding in this system, which is not success, naturally speaking, but as a slave living in captivity, you can have a more comfortable life. And once you have your cars, villas, good food, why would you go and fight somebody? You never wanted to do it. Nobody feels joy when they...
I don't know, maybe like, so every time you walk in the room for the rest of your life, people would like glaze you that you're a fighter. Like, people know that this guy's like a famous fighter. That probably like more helpful in life than being bloody random guy knowing. Well, I see why it's worth it. That was more helpful. I mean, like, I see how it's worth it. That's okay after you become a fighter. Like, every single time every time you walk in the room, people know you as this famous fighter, and you walk in the room with aura and shit and stuff like that, and people like want to interview you and stuff like that.
get hit in the head 50 times. Of course, nobody actually wants to experience that naturally. Nobody wants to be harmed. But
hell no. No one wants to feel that.
To get to this point, a lot of people will do that. And then they will stop once they can live in comfort. Because that's what human beings want. Every animal wants that. Every animal wants health and comfort. Because discomfort means that you will be...
No, it goes. You're actually right. That's actually true. Never thought about that.
Unhealthy. The more discomfort you experience in your life, the unhealthier you will be. That's nature. There's no way around it. No matter what you try to talk yourself into believing, discomfort will never bring you health. It will always do the opposite.
I don't know about this cuck. I just want to see what you say about the UFC and stuff like that. I wish you just respect the UFC more. Like the actual sport and stuff, and made fun of the fighters bloody saying bloody head to balls, man, 3000 beat John Jones. I want to hear more of that stuff. But yeah, guys, do you think Ghost is cooking or not? Should I bloody start eating raw meat every single day for the rest of my life? Let me know in the comments. This boy Sasper, man, I'm out.